Good evening, friends. And before I go forward with the discussion of the beautiful book I have chosen today, I would like you to like and subscribe my videos. This book has become a scripture, a daily reading scripture for me, and it has been guiding me ever since I started reading it almost 1.5 years back. I read all about it, what was there on the net, and I also ordered the books about its scribes. Now, before I go into details about this book, I would like to explain how I came across this beautiful book. I came across this beautiful scripture, rather, at least for me, by reading and listening to two wonderful near death experiencers. The first is Jayne Smith, her, and he is there on YouTube, and she describes in her experience how she, in front of beings of light, she had a download of knowledge and she knew everything, but when she came back, she literally forgot. It was all wiped out. But when she came across this book, A Course in Miracles, page by page, word by word, sentence by sentence, she realized that this was the knowledge that was given to her in heaven. The second is the beautiful near death experience of Dr. Rajiv Parti. I have already discussed that before, earlier, his book, Dying to Wake Up. And in short, he had his experience started as a very hellish experience, but he was led out of hell by his father and led to the highest heavens by two charming angelic beings, archangels Michael and Raphael. And whatever transpired, that's there in the book. But while he was being sent back, he saw these words, A Course in Miracles, imprinted in the heavenly skies. Now, being from a purely Hindu background, he did not know what to make of it, but after he came back, he came across this book and then he learnt it from various teachers. So there are many teachers. Carol Ho is one, and there are also YouTubes by Foundation for Inner Peace, the organization that publishes this book. And of course, the thing is that both Dr. Helen Schuckman and Dr. Bill Thetford, they didn't want it to be institutionalized or having a following of sort. And even I have found that the person who reads it and asks guidance from within, he understands it, because this book is dictated by Jesus, and it is like Jesus speaking to us directly. Now, before I go into some readings, I would like to read what Dr. Helen Schuckman said about this describing work of this book. And she says that psychologist, educator, conservative in theory and atheistic in belief, I was working in a prestigious and highly academic setting, and then something happened that triggered a chain of events I could never have predicted. The head of my department unexpectedly announced that he was tired of the angry and aggressive feelings our attitudes reflected, and concluded that there must be another way. As if on cue, I agreed to help him find it. Apparently, this course is the other way. And both of them, despite their differences and despite the difficult relationships they shared, Dr. Helen Schuckman and Bill Thetford, they were very faithful in a sense to the course. And when Helen, naturally, when she was being dictated this course, she didn't understand. She was also afraid. So she took down the notes and then she rang up Bill Thetford, and he said that, okay, you get the notes to me tomorrow. I will see what it is, and I will not share it with anyone. It will be between us. If it is something useful, we will think about it. Otherwise, we will throw it in the bin. But then they found out that they are being told to do something wonderful, and that has helped so many people. Now, the very first introductory words dictated to Dr. Helen Schuckman are, This is a course in miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way: nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Now, for me in this introduction, the two statements that it does aim, however, at removing the blocks to awareness of love's presence. This is something which can only be dictated by a higher being. The opposite of love is fear, and this is what it does. Literally reading it, I have experienced that you start experiencing miracles every day in your life. In it, Jesus reinterprets in a very beautiful way certain aspects of Bibles, and of course he does not condemn anything. He says there are thousands of ways and this is one way, and sure, this is the way of Jesus, this is the way of love, because it opens up your hearts in ways you cannot even fathom. This book is so very beautiful. So especially for Indian readers, I would like you to get your copies directly from the Foundation of Inner Peace and read this beautiful and wonderful scripture that we were blessed to have by the divine being in our age. Thank you very much.